Okay, so what I've done here is I've used the Kinect, and what I've done is I've created a small kind of box area, which if I'm within it, it will make the actual pixels turn red, and if I'm not, then the pixels will be black. Now what this does is it allows me to use a camera as a sensor in regards to detecting collisions, and also just generally if something's in an area. In this way, actually, the Kinect itself can be used as something which is similar to the systems in modern cars, where you have a camera which scans a road. If it sees a bump, it adjusts the suspension in the car. In this regard, imagine the road should be black. If I come into it, I'm representing like a hill or a hilly object. Now what you can actually do is you can get the actual depth value of these pixels. So what I've done here is to begin considering processing the data in processing and then sending some information to the serial bus, which is represented by this code here. Now what this would allow me to do is it allows me to print what serial connections are available. I choose the relevant serial connection at the speed that I want, and then basically what I'm doing is I'm writing my image pixels and the index value. So each pixel is essentially within an array, and you get the array value by doing x plus y times the width. And what this will do is it will take a two-dimensional position of arrays. Sorry, a two-dimensional array, which you would consider when considering the pixels on a screen, is then turned into a very long array of information. So basically the screen information here is actually 640 by 480 pixels. So if I multiply those by each other, that's how long the actual string array is here. So here, for example, I have I have an array called int depth, and this will actually get raw depth information from the camera. Now here is where I iterate over the x and y values and how I access them. Now here is where I'm changing the coloration. So for example, if my array position, or if my depth basically is less than the minimum threshold and is, I don't know, say greater than 100, then I make the colored pixels red. Now here I've said if it's anything else, make it black. But what I could do is I could have several if statements looking at the pixels and their depth and changing them accordingly. So what I'm going to do to this piece of code is do a small update really, which can give me 3 layers, and these can represent the ground as it should be when it's flat, the ground when there's a hole, and also red being when there's a bump.